When hinges creak in doorless chambers, and strange and frightening sounds echo through the halls.
There'll be food and drink and ghosts.
I want to go trick-or-treating.
I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost.
Ghosts are dead. The end.
Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
This is Lake Dora, one of the 7 lakes in the Harris chain of lakes in Lake County in central Florida. According to local legend, it was named by federal surveyors in 1846 after a homesteader named Dora Andrade, who was supposedly kind to them while they were about their task. I say legend since Dora is listed as having lived in Georgia at the time and didn't show up at Lake Dora until the mid-1880s. The town, meanwhile, was renamed after the lake in 1883, also before Dora got there. But what the heck? That's why legends are fun. This charming town is actually in the National Registry of Historic Locations, not the least of which is this absolutely oozing with charm hostelry, the Lakeside Inn.
The Lakeside Inn here has been in continuous operation since
1883.
It might surprise you to learn that Mount Dora is not just haunted by evil spirits, but there are other deadly creatures, beasts from the other side here. So it requires a special bit of tools.
Good heavens, you're telling me my ex-wives live here now?
Ha 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 ha! You stole my joke, sir.
Dorian is coming. Dorian is coming. Dorian is coming. Well now, when you know that there's a hurricane coming, there's a bunch of different things you can do. You could go in and prepare, or you could take a road trip like I'm taking to Mount Dora to go to the Mount Dora Ghost Tour. When I learned that an old friend, Bob Mullins, better known as Danger Bob, had begun a walking ghost tour of Mount Dora, I knew I'd have to go. Bob and I were skippers once on the world-famous Jungle Cruise at Disney World, believe it or not, and Mount Dora was where I stayed when I first got to Florida 15 years ago. So, it was like a double whammy. When I booked a room here at the Lakeside Inn, I didn't expect to be facing a pending hurricane, though. Just a few ghosts, since the place is
the only really haunted house in the world.
My room is on the second floor of the oldest part of the hotel, just above the lobby. I guess you could say I have a room with a boo. You know, I really should check this place out. But first, I have to find the hidden little park where the tour group will meet later on tonight. Alright, and it looks like I have found the park. And this is where the ghost tour will meet tonight.
Wow. There's like more than 3 of you.
And in the meantime,
I found this rocking chair here, just right outside the Lakeside Inn, so I figure I can just sit here and rock for a while. Feels like it's about to fall apart, and it's chained to the thing too, but it is a rocking chair. It is interesting to note, though, that this area we're sitting in is one of the places ghosts are often encountered. Oh goodness, you know, I think maybe I'll go find a bar. Well, it looks like it's about that time, so I think I'll gather up my keys and wander downstairs and see if I can find some ghosts. Genuine ghosts.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
Here we are at the Mount Dora Ghost Tour with my old friend Danger Bob.
Well, hello and good evening. My name is Bob Macabre, and I'm going to be your tour guide through the dark realms of Mount Dora and its macabre setting. Oh, macabre, I get it now. That's hilarious. All right. Anybody here from out of town? Sure. Good. I need a ride home. Not you, sir, but you, madam. Oh, excellent, excellent. All right. So, anybody know any ghost stories? No? All right, so we're going to start very soon. There is one important thing that we have to do, though. All right? This is supposed to be a ghost tour. I'm very upset that all of you are very much alive. So it's a little bit of a wish fulfillment. Whenever we see somebody who is not part of our group, we're going to all turn to them as a group and go, woo! All right? Yep. Seems awkward now, and it gets even more awkward. But it's a lot of fun. So we're going to practice on this Captain America stand, all right? Okay. Everybody turn to the living and go, woo! Wow, they did what I said. I am so powerful. I'm going to be a corrupt leader. I am. The power's going straight to my head. All right, and I see that we've lost the little preacher boy. That's good. Anybody else feel like a burning sensation around the horns and tail area? No? Oh, excellent.
Thank you. My name is Father Shannon Egan's, and before you get going, I need to let you know a few things. The church has sent me, you can call me Father Egan's, or you can call me Father, or you can boo at me if you like, madam. But the church has sent me here for 2 reasons. Number 1 is to convince you all to turn back from this perilous path and leave these cursed lands to the damned that live here, and the ghosts. My second mission, folks, is to protect those of you foolish enough to continue. I should warn you that Mount Dora is not just home to ghosts, but it's home to bloodthirsty vampires, monsters, ghouls, and limited parking, as some of you may have heard. Fortunately for you all, I have come trained and prepared to deal with every one of these evil forces. For vampires, we have a mallet and stake stained with the blood of over 1,000 vampires. You can see the last one, his heart was made of stone. Now, for great beasts and shapeshifters, we do have a flintlock pistol, blessed by the Pope in 1649 and loaded with a silver bullet. And for exorcisms and demonic possessions, we have ancient relics from antiquity and ritual texts designed to cleanse your soul in places of evil forces. Now, does anybody have any idea what this might be right here?
Holy water.
Vodka!
That's correct.
Holy vodka.
It is holy vodka.
He's Irish.
Now, I must ask each of you, is there anybody who's willing to turn back now? Anyone? No, buddy, you won't heed me warning. Well, then at least let me help you, outfit you with a few items to help us on our way to be alerted to these evil forces. I need 2 volunteers who are true believers. There they are, right there. Step right forward, ladies. If you'll stay right there now. Now, ghosts tend to give off an electromagnetic field. This is produced by their protoplasm. Can everybody say that? Protoplasm.
Protoplasm.
Say it with the accent.
Protoplasm.
Excellent. This here is an electromagnetic field reader. This will pick up and detect electromagnetic fields that are produced by this protoplasm. Say it.
Protoplasm. Protoplasm.
Excellent. Now, we're going to give this to the lovely Meredith. Thank you, Meredith. Now, Meredith will hold it. She'll indicate to us any places that cue off to these evil forces. Now, Meredith, if the light moves up and indicates a ghost, it'll be yellow-green. It'll flash like so.
All right, I'm ready.
Yes, excellent. Now, along with these electromagnetic fields, spirits tend to create atmospheric anomalies such as drops in temperatures. And your name, madam?
Dina.
Dina, here we have for you an infrared thermometer to scan areas for cold shuts, which we should find within electromagnetic fields.
Large amount of compost today. Nice.
Oh, right here comes.
Wait till everybody groups up, safety in numbers. All right, if you can't hear me, raise your hand. Can you hear me now? Excellent, excellent. All right, we're going to start with the tragic story of W.I. Layton. W.I. Layton. As you can see, this lovely building is now the Chamber of Commerce, but originally it was the train depot in Eustis. And there was a lovely man named W.I. Layton, and he was walking down these tracks to pick up a train with his beautiful fiancée, Carolyn, and sadly, a fast train started approaching them, and the young lady got confused, started to go left, started to go right, and panicked. So W.I. Layton, being brave and strong, he threw her to the side, and sadly he was struck, and he was dragged 20 feet down the tracks. Very gruesome way to go. And sadly to say that the young lady did not take this very well. She would on occasion show up here, possibly hoping to find her lost love, until one day she appeared here in a beautiful white gown, carrying some flowers, at which point she threw herself in front of an oncoming train. And it is said up to this day still, you can occasionally see a lovely lady wearing white, looking for her lost love, traveling down the tracks. Oh, you rebel! I love it. Now last year, sadly, we kind of wrecked the train part of everything, but a lot of people complained that there weren't any actual ghosts. But I tell you right now, we have proof, 100% proof of spiritual activity. Right behind this gentleman is a glowing orb!
Dun 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 dun!
And we're walking. All right, we are at the beautiful and historic Lakeside Inn, built in 1883. It is the longest continuously running inn of its type in Florida. All right, now we are going to be going inside the Lakeside Inn. But I'm going to turn off my little streamer box, all right? And we're going to be really respectful for the living and the dead that are in the next room, all right? So everybody, please follow me and watch your step. We already have enough ghosts already. And here we go.
Sir, sir, turn back, please.
Of course, in my hotel. Let's see what he's got to say about this place.
Is the room actually stretching? No. Or am I off my med?
I've got ghostly activity.
What? That was bad. He's shy. He's a shy guy.
No, I'm not allowed to share.
All right, can everybody hear me? No. All right, excellent. Now, Lakeside Inn is one of the most supernaturally active buildings in Florida, possibly due to its long, long age. And the most famous of these entities is a little girl named Amy. In 1887, 4 years after this beautiful establishment opened, there was a lovely family staying at the inn. And it was a foggy morning, and the father decided that he would like to go fishing. So he told his 7-year-old daughter to wait with the mother till he came back. Well, we know how mischievous 7-year-olds can be. She decided to wander off and try to find her father. She was actually seen walking out into the fog, never to be seen again, until a photograph was taken in this very room.
Pass it around. Pass it around.
In the corner, you see a little girl.
If you'll pass that photo around.
Right back. And this is Amy. Now, she's very mischievous, but not malevolent. She's been known to appear in the corners of this room. Also, she likes to move around the furniture and play around with the silverware. Now, there are... Did you lose somebody already? That's a record for us. Nice. Now, there are other famous entities that haunt these halls. Another one is a gentleman known as the Gangster. He wears a black suit and a black hat. And he's been known to roam around the halls. Also, occasionally you'll catch a whiff of cigars. Now, this building actually had a speakeasy in the basement called the Kumquat Lounge. That's right, the Kumquat Lounge. Now, currently, it is known as the room where we keep the printer. But I'm thinking that that sad gangster gentleman is still looking for his favorite watering spot to get a drink.
As you're talking about him, it's going all the way to red.
Oh, really?
My
goodness.
Hello, gangster. Are you just looking for a drink?
We're getting the reading over here. What about you, madam? Come to us over here and let's see.
2 green dots.
Just directly below us is the Kumquat Lounge. Ah, he's getting shy. You can see they mirror, they're almost mirroring one another. There's a very heavily saturated area just outside the door here in the sitting area. If we can, when we go out here, we'll show you the old trap door to the Kumquat Lounge. Of course, it was a hidden speakeasy. There was a trap door leading to the Kumquat Lounge at the front desk. The Kumquat Lounge sits right...
Oh, that's how it is.
I don't know what that was. Amy.
The guy. Now you can see here, one here, this square that's cut out here. This is the closure for the old Kumquat Lounge, the secret entry. You see the outline of it there?
I feel like I'm part of the show.
And it's been closed off. When you go out, you can see that there's some renovations are being done on the porch there, and you can actually see down that there is indeed a basement. There it is. Are you getting a reading?
Yeah.
Good Lord. All right.
He's a good Lord.
Good Lord. Father, protect us. Turn back now.
A drunk gangster will follow you home. And raise your friend. And we're walking.
Let's go down the half door.
Everybody ready? All right. All right, now I lose more tourists on this street, so everybody be careful. Too spooky. All right, let's wait for everybody to get across the street, possibly safely. All right, excellent, excellent. Now, this beautiful building right there is known as the Windsor Rose Tea Room. If you want a delicious, authentic English breakfast, that is the place to go. Also, it is a hotbed of supernatural activity. One of the most famous specters to stay here, a young boy, approximately 9 years old, who was actually struck on this road in the 30s and passed away. But it's said that he is still around. Uh-oh. Now, one delicious English morning, a young boy dressed in period garb enters the Windsor Rose Tea Room. Doesn't say hi to anybody, any of the staff, any of the breakfast eaters, walks into the restroom and locks himself in. Well, after a while of searching for the keys, the owner of the establishment acquires the key, unlocks the door to find nothing. And this restroom has no windows and no other doors. I guess when you gotta go, you gotta go. And we gotta go right this way. Another hotbed of excitement. Okay, is it going on? Now, the Frog and Monkey, hotbed of activity. The ghosts of this establishment, very friendly, but very mischievous. It is said that the main one is named Henry, and he likes to turn on the TVs by themselves, move the furniture around, and occasionally he'll sneak up in between two strangers, and he'll go, psst, psst, and then they'll look at each other, and nobody actually made that noise. Yeah. Also, they have other spirits too. I would check them out. And we're walking. And we're walking. Turn back! To hell with those vows of chastity. I believe that the father wanted to say a few words.
I would. Can everyone hear me all right? Yes. No.
Oh, there you go.
All right. If only you could get closer.
Borrow the squeaky box.
Yes, thank you, my child. Ladies and gentlemen, this fanged beast is just one of many who have haunted these lands. I'm going to tell you a tale that's very near and dear to my heart. It's the story of Mr. and Mrs. Wendy Windorf, Mr. Windorf and Miss Wendy Windorf. Now, this tale tells the story of Visago, a 500-year-old vampire who lived just miles from here in the city of Eustis, Florida. Now, Rod Farrell was the young man's name, and he fancied himself as a 500-year-old vampire, and he called himself Visago. Now, Rod Farrell was actually able to incorporate some of his young teenage friends from school to join his vampire clan. Now, the vampire clan of this area was made famous in 1997 when Visago and an accomplice entered the home of Mr. and Mrs. Windorf in the evening through the garage. As they entered, Rod Farrell, aka Visago, picked up a crowbar. They entered the home.
I agree.
They entered the home there, and they bludgeoned both Mr. and Mrs. Windorf to death with that crowbar. When the deed was done, they burnt the letter V into their flesh and drank their blood and danced around their bodies. Now, the true story of the Vampire Clan actually inspired the making of a movie called Vampire Clan. Rod Farrell was the youngest person put on death row in the United States back in 1997. Sadly, that record's been broken several times since then. You can actually watch interviews with Mr. Rod Farrell, aka Vasago, on the interwebs. And you can hear him describing the deeds and how him and his accomplice danced around the bodies. Rod Farrell sits in maximum security prison here in Florida right now. Yes, it's true. You can look that up. Ooh. It was a real party pooping story there.
I've never felt better. Yay, vampires! And we're walking, and we're
Looks like now we are back pretty much where we started. Yeah.
I love to tell this one. My grandfather Otis had many jobs. He just bounced from job to job, and one of those jobs was a gravedigger. And back in those days, everybody was really worried about being buried alive. Now, it turns out, once you're dead and you're in the ground, the flesh shrinks off your fingernails, and everything shrinks, so it looks like your hair is growing, right? But they have exhumed some coffins and realized that the insides were scratched, so much so that the fingernails came off of the hands. So, to combat this terror, they actually rigged a bell system. They would actually tie a string around your toe, up through a pipe, and then on a hook. So, if you were buried and you happened to come back alive, the bell would ring, and then the gravedigger would know to try to dig you back up in time. Well, one cold morning, my grandfather Otis is walking through the graveyard, and he hears a dinging noise. Ding, 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 ding. He walks over to the grave, yells down into the tube, "Hello," and he hears a woman's voice. "Help! I'm Gertrude, help! Why am I in this box? Let me out! Help! Help! Help!" And he says, "I'm sorry, Gertrude, but it shows on your tombstone that you died 3 years ago. I do not know what you are, but I'm not letting you back up." And so he disconnected the bell and filled the pipe with dirt. Happy ending. All right, thank you, thank you. That was my favorite story. Because I just don't like women named Gertrude. I don't know. I might have dated a couple of them. The thought of them being buried. I don't know.
We hope you enjoyed your evening tonight.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. If you feel we have earned your gratuity and you feel like making an offering to the spirits who reside here, we encourage you please to drop it in the offering plate. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We encourage you again, find the Warburton grave, submit the Warburton challenge photo, and receive a discount off of future adventures.
Alright, so here we are in my room at the historic Lakeside Inn. This place has been in continuous operation since 1883. Can you believe that? Wow. And according to the Ghost Tour, there have been like 111 recorded mysterious deaths here. It's like, wow, it just just makes you wonder. I love staying in historic places like this. It was like staying in the Queen Mary, which also is an incredibly haunted place. So, yeah, I think I'll walk around the halls and see if I can pick up any ghostly emanations. Perhaps I'll go down to the pub where there's Irish singers right now, because I'm sure I'll be able to find some spirits there. This is the oldest section. It is extremely haunted. And kind of you get a sense of the age when you're walking just through here. This is like the second floor area here. Yeah, this could have been a really good ghostly hotel. Oddly enough, on the way down, I could hear the desk clerks excitedly talking about a ghostly encounter that had just happened. The clerk said the ghost of a sea captain had poked his head around the corner just as I came down.
Bro, I was like, are you looking over that way? And you can hear me. It was just like, it was so fast. It was only like...
My appearance, she added, scared the crap out of her. But you know, it made me wonder just what might be going on upstairs in my own room right about now. I think he's gone for a bit. Where's the lavatory? I gotta go again. I'll help you find it if you help me rearrange the furniture. I thought you only liked silverware. Psst. Who said that? What say we turn on the TV? The radio? Was it something I said? What's a guy gotta do to get a drink around here? Fill everybody full of holes? No, only 2 holes. Small ones. On the throat. Whatever. Just bring me a bottle. Yes, from the blood bank. Type O, if you please. Excuse me, but could anyone please tell me when the train is about to arrive? Where did you go? Oh! I think he's back. Huh. I could have sworn I heard something. Oh well. It must have just been my imagination. Okay, well, here's something I find really interesting about this hotel. Look. Actual keys. Usually in today's world, you get a key card, but at this hotel, it's an actual room key. And that was my number. Now, I asked him at the counter last night whether or not there had been any actual ghostly sightings or encounters in this room, but they didn't really have an answer for me. Well, looks like I should probably call work to see if they're gonna keep the Volcano Bay open today, or whether or not I'm just gonna go home and sit with the cat. He's probably... Well, despite the storm, work is open. It's business as usual. So it's also time to hit the road and leave this haunted community that time has sort of forgotten. But before we leave it completely, there's still one final stop to make. Now this is the cemetery right on the outskirts of Mount Dora. We're here for Danger Bob's Warburton Challenge to locate the lost tombstone of the Warburton family. And I do believe that this might be the one. I think these are the people that actually, oh God, what were they talking about on the tour last night? That died in the, that died in a pond or something, were swept into an aquifer, actually, and their bodies were never found. So the tombstone was facing backwards from everywhere else, and you'll notice all the rest of the tombstones in the cemetery here are facing the other way. Now, from what they said, the reason for that is that the bodies were never found. Do 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 do. Wow, huh? Except I got it wrong. This isn't their tombstone at all. So who is Mary Brantley? Why did she die at 34, and why is her tombstone backwards as well? If you've enjoyed these ghostly shenanigans, please share this video with all of your friends. And please, subscribe to The Last Wanderer of Mars. And when you do, don't forget to hit that little bell so that you can receive notifications of all of my upcoming shows. I hope you have enjoyed all of the Halloween 19 presentations. Have a nice night and happy haunting. For more Halloween thrills, check out these earlier episodes of Halloween 19. When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
This is our Halloween extravaganza, the second annual. I don't know how they can get better. I'll tell you, the costumes will blow your mind.
You missed, Bobby.
What do you think? Zombie killed the week?
Yeah, I got a tornado warning.
Let's go find ourselves some food, and then let's find ourselves some wine, and then let's find ourselves some more wine.
Yay!
Only on The Last Wanderer of Mars.